My name is Jim Paris. I'm an owner of Consolidated Construction Company. We have offices in Bismarck and Watford City, North Dakota. I grew up in a farming community, actually worked on a dairy farm in a family of educators, and I know how important schools are to communities such as Class B schools in North Dakota. I focused my career on serving public schools. In fact, about half of my 30-year career has been spent working with public schools around the upper Midwest. Included in that is about $500 million worth of school project experience and over 40 pre-referendum planning efforts. Consolidated Construction Company serves North Dakota schools from our offices in Bismarck and Watford City. Our team brings collective experience of over $1 billion in schools around the upper Midwest, and we provide both facility planning and pre-referendum services for them. We serve in a way as a kind of bolt-on facilities department for those schools that don't have a lot of experience in facility planning, design, or construction. My dairy farm background taught me the value of the three-legged stool. The three-legged stool is solid on uneven ground. And so I use that analogy when we describe our process for supporting communities in passing bond referendums. The three-legged stool of successful referendums are the combination of space needs, understanding the condition and expected life of your facilities, and finally, and we think most importantly, what your community will support. The first leg of the stool, space needs analysis, is really driven by things like changes in enrollment, how education has changed in the last 50 years. Think about it. Title I, special needs, Title IX has all driven changes in how facilities need to support schools. Technology, community use, the list goes on and on and on. Part of our role in working with communities is to help them understand how facility space needs have changed since a school district has last updated their buildings. The second leg of the stool, what we call facility assessment, helps a community and school board understand the expected useful life of the systems in their buildings. Put another way, think about the vehicles that we all own and drive. At some point, it may make sense to look at something other than continuing to repair that old vehicle. In much the same way, school planners need to consider how much longer does it make sense to continue investing in their old school buildings, and at what point might it make sense to take them offline and to build new. Another benefit of assessing your school's facilities is to help communities make best use of what they have. There are many design and construction companies that are very quick to offer to build a new building for a school district, but I think one of the benefits of hiring Consolidated Construction is we help communities make best use of what they have by refreshing those facilities, by renovating, by selectively replacing systems within those buildings. Anything from roofs to mechanical systems and electrical systems. We pride ourselves as being very surgical in our approach so that those buildings will last as long as they possibly can. Even if a school district decides not to add on or renovate their facilities, our 10-year capital maintenance plan provides them a very useful tool in budgeting for future operating needs. The third leg of the stool, and we think the most important, is the idea of listening to your community and including them in the process. We often and we recommend forming a citizens committee that is representative of the entire school district, is comprised of leaders and people who are key communicators and are willing to work with us through a series of several meetings, looking at options, understanding the needs of the school district, and ultimately rolling a recommendation to the school board that they believe will get the community's success. Key to engaging the community is a process that we've developed to listen to the entire community through a series of focus groups. Focus groups are offered at various times and locations throughout the school district. The focus group process asks 6 open-ended questions of the community that helps us understand how they feel about where they currently are, and more importantly, what is their vision for the future. Ultimately, the 6th question helps us understand what facility improvements they feel are necessary what facility improvements would they support? Well, invariably, once we get the results of these community focus groups back, there are gaps between the community's understanding of the educational needs and what the school board and educational leaders know that they need. So from the focus group results, we help the school districts draft communications plans, which again bring the community up to today with what the school district's needs are and ultimately how the facilities need to support those needs. So to summarize, once the three legs of the stool are solidly underneath us, the Citizens Committee makes a recommendation to the school board that will incorporate the space needs, the condition of the existing facilities, and ultimately what they feel the community will support, such that the school board can move forward in confidence with bringing a project to the voters. Was it Margaret Mead who said years ago, "Never doubt that a small group of committed people can change the world"? Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has.